We begin the show with a bit of a disappointment. You see, as we travel around the country, we always invite the local MP to attend, and very often they say, yeah, I'll be happy to come along. Other times they say, no, can't do it, previous engagement. But we nearly always get somebody senior from the council to come along. It very rarely doesn't happen, but here we are. Here we are in Burton-upon-Trent. The local Member of Parliament was elected as Kate Griffiths with a very big 14,000 majority. She's reverted to her maiden name now. She's known as Kate Niverton. We sent phone calls, we sent emails to her office, and we didn't get any answer whatsoever. Yesterday we got an email saying she couldn't attend. We then spoke to one or two Tory councillors, and I'll tell you why in a moment, because local politics here has changed a bit in the last month or two. And other Tory councillors said, no, they can't attend, as they feared it might make Kate look bad. I don't know what you're scared of, Kate. It can't be me, obviously. Maybe you're scared of facing your constituents. Maybe you're just lying low because, of course, this council had a huge turnaround and is now a Labour majority. Labour stormed it in this area. Either way, I think it's all a pretty poor show. But, moving on from that, a piece of polling out today suggesting that Keir Starmer is heading for a majority of 140. That would be even bigger than the majority Blair got in that landslide back in 1997. And one of the reasons, well, it's all too clear. A report out today by Migration Watch. This organisation has been around for 20 years. It's made a series of predictions. It's never been wrong. They are saying today that if net migration continues on its current course, by 2046, the population of the UK will be 80 million people. And right now, we are not building enough homes, enough houses, enough dwellings for those that are coming into the country, let alone for those already living in the country. Housing is becoming one of the biggest crises of our times, and a population that's up by the best part of 10 million since Blair came to power, I think explains the reason. At some point, the electorate will make that connection between net migration, between housing, between lack of school places. It is a huge population crisis that is upon us, and it gives the Conservatives huge problems, which is why I'm disappointed the MP didn't come. Now, we had intended tonight to talk purely about issues that affect this town, and in many cases they're the same issues that affect the rest of the country. But the events in Annecy this morning in France are so shocking, are so huge in their implications, that we have to talk about it. The stabbings of 4 youngsters aged between 22 months and 3 years, and 2 very seriously injured adults. It all seems hard to believe. I must admit, I was sent the video. I couldn't bring myself to press the on button. I simply didn't want to watch a kid in a pram being stabbed. The assailant, who's been shot and wounded, but is in police custody, and the wounding that he's got is not fatal in any way at all, was a Syrian refugee who went some years ago to Sweden, got his asylum status, and then, of course, because of Schengen and no borders in Europe, once you're in one country, you're free to move anywhere. And, of course, it was in France where this occurred. He was somebody who was known to the authorities not for doing anything wrong, but they had his identity, they knew who it was. So think about this. We're letting in tens of thousands of young men every year who haven't got passports, haven't got phones, have no identity whatsoever. We've no real idea who they are, what their criminal records are. And you know something, if it can happen in France, well, it can certainly happen here too. There is no room for complacency. There is no room. We frankly can't wait. Rishi Sunak promised he'd stop the boats. I'm told the earliest this could happen would effectively be in September, by which many thousands more would have come. This is an issue of national security for France, but it is for us too.